voice behind the Say Red post.
Yeah. The Say Red post and
I forgot about that. The Gospels.
That's the main thing. The Gospels. The fresh vibes.
Yeah.
I forgot about that. And that's the main thing.
Right,
Give us a little sample of something.
Yeah, say one verse. Say a scripture. In the beginning.
That's not even in the Gospels.
Hey, no, it is.
Ooh.
In the beginning was the Word, and the Word was with God, and the Word was God.
All right, he got that one. He got that one. He got that one.
John 1.
And no comeback.
That's actually like one of my favorite ones is John.
Yeah, John is dope.
I like John.
Welcome to the RedIn30 podcast, where we talk about Jesus, truth, and us, all using red words.
Using red words. Black.
What up, y'all?
What's good?
What's good?
What's up?
Welcome to RedIn30, where we talk about Jesus, truth, and you, all using red words. We love RedIn30.com. Follow us on Instagram, RedIn30, at RedIn30, on Twitter, at RedIn30. But we're here today, and I'm excited about today. But let me do all my intros first. RedIn30, RedIn30.com is a 30-day reading of the Gospels. The Gospels of Matthew, Mark, Luke, and John. We believe in the entire Bible, but believe that the Gospels, which are the red words, which is Jesus talking, tells us who we are in the story. I think you can find yourself anywhere in the Bible, but Jesus shows you who you really are in God and all that good stuff. And so it is the being. So we're here, and it's a special edition.
Special.
We're doing RedIn30 behind the scenes, BTS.
Yes, sir.
And I got the guys that are behind the scenes with us. So right to my left, your right if you're looking from the camera. It's my bro Caleb. What up, Caleb?
What's good?
Caleb.
What's good?
Caleb.
Stop talking to Mike when you put the mic close to you. So
Oh man, I don't know that.
There we go. Yeah, all right,
See, we got
all
this
right.
bootleg mic on.
and then you got the homie Darius, aka Swag.
What up? What up?
He's the visionary extraordinaire.
There he is.
And then we got Jambo. No, not Jambo. Jameson, aka we call him Jam.
Oh, Jambo.
Good old Jam. What up, Jam? What up? What up?
Dance for them,
All right,
Jambo.
so we here, and these are the guys that are behind the scenes. Whenever you watch RedIn30, they're running the cameras, running the sound, and I got EJ in here too.
EJ, the one.
EJ say I'm behind the scenes, but I'm still behind the scenes.
Still behind. He's behind.
You know what I'm saying? I'm behind the scene, behind the scene. I'm behind the scene, behind the scene.
Yeah.
But we're all here, so we decided to do something short today, and just kind of talk. One of the things I wanted to stress while we're doing this, and I'm gonna kind of turn it over to them, let them kind of run it, maybe ask some questions, but I wanted it to be understood that it's not just about, me talking, Pastor Jay talking, and the kid talking, because everybody in the room is versed in Jesus. We're actually, we do this. You know what I'm saying? This is not we actually do this. We're talking about this. We're having these conversations. And so even though we may be the ones, quote unquote, in the front of the camera, we can turn that camera around right quick and everybody got something to say.
Yeah, we actually read with y'all. So
we actually, exactly, like we actually doing the RedIn30, like we are actually RedIn30.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So, I'm gonna go around the room, you know what I'm saying, and just around the table. We're sitting around the round table today. But tell me, and I'm gonna throw you on the carpet or whatever, but kind of tell me, and just what's your story about like encountering Jesus?
hold on.
And like
hold
when
on.
did it hit for you? Or
Hold on, let's do like a small rewind.
okay.
But like, what do we actually do behind the scenes?
Okay, yeah. What do you actually
something
do?
brief,
Say,
something brief.
go ahead. You go first. Say what you do.
All right. So what I do is, I make sure that each episode is recorded on video with the cameras, and I edit the full episodes. So like you have to take each camera angle and make sure you edit and cut each angle when it's supposed to be cut, and then I get the audio from EJ or Jameson, sync it up. Basically, I just bring the whole episode together with audio, video, the intros and outros, information.
So the final thing you see is
Yeah.
is a production of
Yeah,
your
so
finalizing it.
Yeah, right. So like I handle like most of the video stuff.
Yep.
Visionary. I don't know what. I don't know everything what everybody else does, but I can kind of give you like a brief. Like Caleb, you know what I'm saying? He help out with the camera stuff.
Tell them what you do, Caleb. What do you do?
Man, look, man. Y'all don't want me to go too deep here.
Man, look.
But no, honestly, I just really just focusing on the site, RedIn30 website, getting content,
Yeah, he built the website.
making sure everything's up on there, coordinate with everybody else, getting graphics from people, making sure that goes up on there. you know, just kind of making sure all the behind the scenes pictures. What's so funny?
So
I'm laughing at EJ.
So anything is up a behind date or something on the
I'm laughing
website,
at EJ.
that's who
just
y'all
behind
call
the
right
scenes,
there.
man. All right.
Caleb at RedIn30.com.
That's not
That's
a
the
real
email.
thing. so
That's not a
don't-
real email. But
No,
Yeah, side note though, like I was laughing at EJ because EJ, like he's working the camera right now, and it's weird for me because I'm always behind the camera,
right, you looking at him now.
and I can kind of tell like when people look at me, like when I be focused behind the camera, like I know my face be like dead focused,
Yeah,
and
no.
I'm seeing the same face with EJ. I'm
Except
like,
he red right now. He laughing. That boy red like a Native American.
that's how you gotta be though, man. Yeah.
So that's Caleb, y'all. Then Jan, what
Yep.
tell us what you do.
So-
Yeah, Caleb be handling like all the today's reading things, huh?
That's the
No,
man right
we
there.
about to get
Oh,
to it.
Jameson.
We about to get to it.
I know one thing about Jameson though. He do everything. When I tell y'all he do everything,
Everything.
he does everything.
Everything.
He do everything.
So I take notes during the RedIn30 podcast. What's funny, Caleb?
Go ahead, bro. Do your intro, bro. My bad, bro. Go ahead and do your
Your
intro.
voice got deep, so then what I do is I'm just playing. Go ahead, man.
I take notes. I do some of the graphic designs that y'all see on the Instagram page. I'm the voice behind the Say Red
Oh,
post.
yeah.
Yeah. The Say Red post
Say Red
and
post
the
and
I forgot about that.
The Gospels.
That's
yeah,
the
the
main
gospel,
thing.
the gospel, the fresh
Fresh vibes. Yeah.
I forgot about that. And that's the main thing.
Right,
Give us a
right.
little sample of something.
Yeah, say one verse. Say a scripture. Go. In the beginning.
That's not even in the Gospels.
Hey, no, it is.
Ooh.
In the beginning was the word, and the word was with God, and the word was God.
All right, he got that one. He
you
got that one. He got that one. He got that one. He got that one.
John
He
one.
got that one.
John 1.
And no
Got that one.
comeback.
That's actually like my favorite. Like one of my favorite ones is John.
Yeah, John is dope.
I like John.
So that, and then you do the posts, some of the posts and everything.
Posts, graphics.
Yeah, and then EJ, pass the mic to EJ, man. Pass the mic to
look,
No,
EJ,
James,
man.
hold on. Time out. No, James should be doing the video clips too.
Yep.
Oh, he do
pulling
the video clips.
clips.
Small
Yeah,
clips
I'm
on
saying.
Instagram and on Facebook, on
Social.
Twitter.
Yeah.
The promo clips. Yeah, James is doing those. So
James
he
be
did the
doing those
captions
too.
and all that. Man, pass the mic. Give me the camera. Give me the camera. Turn the camera on him, Caleb.
Now here go EJ. The
And this is Edgar.
Hello, friends.
Edgar, a.k.a. EJ.
Hello. Y'all can hear me?
Yes.
Okay, y'all hear me good though?
We can hear you really good.
I'm just looking at the.
Or you still trying to work?
Look at the levels. Look at the levels.
I don't really care about this. I want to just keep working.
Yeah, I'm EJ.
Elvin from the Cosby's. Go ahead.
I just do the. I record
Get the mic to you,
audio
Mom. Get the
and
mic to you, Mom. See what I'm saying?
oh
Audios.
yeah. I record the audio and yeah, I put some of the beats to the fresh vibes. You know?
Yeah.
that's
That's
it.
his music behind it. Yeah.
Yeah,
Fresh
so
vibes.
anything audio wise, I'm pretty much that's me.
Yep. And you
Yeah, and
make
I
sure that
record,
it
so-
sounds good.
Yeah. Sonically, we can't get into those details, but
Yeah.
that's a little bit too.
That's a whole nother-
That's
you catch the
another
frequency.
podcast.
See, Jesus has a frequency.
That's a whole nother conversation.
That's a whole other thing.
So yeah,
So cool. So we're here.
Well, then like another thing too to give some people some context. Like if you're just listening to the podcast right now, like because like the behind the scenes people are actually talking.
Right.
Like we shooting this with iPhones and stuff.
Yeah, we shoot an iPhone on purpose.
Like the audio stuff is on the table with us.
Keep it
like,
raw.
You know what I'm saying?
And so you can see what it look like.
And authentic.
You know,
We ain't got no special lights and all that stuff like that. We just doing
what
it
we
raw.
should have did was get oh yeah, hold on, time out. Shout out to the people who help us behind the scenes too.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yep.
Shout out to Danny.
Danny. Shout out to
Trey.
Danny.
Shout out to
Trey.
yeah, like Trey be helping us out.
Yep,
You know
yep.
what I'm saying? Joe be showing up, helping us out sometimes. Sam, Amos, all them.
Yep.
You know,
All that good stuff.
but yeah, we should have got like Nakia and Jay to be behind the.
Yeah. Let him do that right now. Huh? And I'd have been over there with him. Shoot. Come on, let's shoot this thing.
Yeah,
But yeah, so it takes what you've been seeing. It takes a team to do it. We've been doing really good. We're only 20, 23, 24, 22, 23 episodes in.
yep.
But we've been doing really good. I think it's great. I think we have a great momentum. We got a lot of good stuff planned this year, and so this is the team. And so we're here. This is the team. But I want them to start talking a little bit about Jesus, because doing all the things that we have to do is one thing. But then knowing why you're doing, I think the purpose is what really keeps you going sometimes.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, like this not like our like this is everybody's quote unquote side thing.
Yeah,
You know what I'm saying? Everybody in here got like a primary everyday job that we do. And so, but also too, like it's kind of like some symbolism in it because that challenges us to, you know what I'm saying? Like RedIn30, like Jesus, like he all about like just dying to yourself.
Dying to yourself.
You know what I'm saying? And like, if I can be honest, sometimes like, you know, balancing out what I do every day as a primary job and then doing this on the side, sometimes it can be challenging.
Absolutely.
Sometimes I do get lazy. Sometimes I'll be like, you know, I don't feel like, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
But when you think about like what we get from this and what other people are getting from this and like, you know what I'm saying, Jesus, like he just, you know what I'm saying, like you
changes everything.
Just like go past that and then you die to your laziness, your feelings, your
Wait, so you can die to stuff like that? You can die to like your feelings and being lazy? You can die to that?
Yeah.
So it's really that you don't have to develop yourself to not be lazy, you have to die to your laziness.
Yeah.
That's good.
Oh, that's dope.
Yeah. Definitely.
That's dope. It's a flip.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It's a flip on, I think people are trying to break habits. You don't break habits. You die to them.
Die to them.
Right?
Yeah.
The beginning of change is death. So flip.
Yep.
Tell me about and y'all can go around. We can start with Caleb. We can come around or however y'all want to do it. But tell me about, and just briefly, because we don't want this episode's not gonna be. This is a real short episode, I guess.
Right.
But like your encounter with Jesus, and like when did it started clicking for you? You know what I'm saying? It might have been a particular thing that happened. It might have been a particular conversation, but it's just like, you know, this one I knew that I had to focus on this, like with just nothing else in mind.
Yeah, I can start. I want to say it really clicked for me back when I started at LSU.
I thought the boy about to say back in 19.
Nah, but
Back in
I
19,
ain't
I
gonna
was
put my
riding on
age
the
out
horse
there,
and
I ain't go.
we was at LSU.
Yeah. So when I was like a freshman at LSU, I think
How long
it
ago
really,
was that? It was what? 3 years, 4 years?
probably 4 or 5.
4 or 5 years, okay.
Yeah. 4 or 5 years. But yeah, it really clicked in because that was my first time I moved down here to Louisiana from Virginia. So I kind of had this concept of how we were supposed to live,
Right.
you know, from, you know, just going to church.
Hold the mic up to you.
I'm trying not to hold it too close.
I know, but you got to. That's the way it works.
Be like Raj and
But
Right.
but yeah, like I had this concept of like what life was and how we were supposed to live just based off of what I got from church before. So it wasn't like, it was kind of focused more on the whole Bible, but not focused on Jesus, if that makes sense. Like it was
That makes
just
all the sense.
everything around Jesus, but not Jesus.
Right.
And so getting down here, I would say my first year, that's when I really started, you know, like really diving into the person of Jesus and like his personality and the character. And that's when it really started, you know, clicking for me. That's when the journey kind of started, I would say, and kind of bringing things back to like level ground for me, because everything was just all like super spiritual, or it was like my concept of different things was like so messed up because I was just all up in the air. And then Jesus really brought that down to the ground. Like, no, you need to, you know, you still got to do work here. You know what I'm saying? You got to really, there's different things you got to do here. So yeah, I would say back in LSU is when I really started for me.
Now I'm gonna jump straight to. We're gonna come back, Swag. I'm gonna jump straight to Jameson because y'all two came around the same time.
Yeah.
I'm talking about here. Jameson's from Louisiana, but I'm talking about
Yeah.
you know, all of us kind of started clicking up. Whatever, y'all kind of came around the same time. So go ahead and tell your side of it.
So my side of it is things started clicking for me with Jesus basically around the same time as Caleb. It's almost like we twins. Like everything just started happening around the same time.
Twins. I'm just playing.
But it started happening like around the same time, and I have a similar story as Caleb. I'm super spiritual, this super church boy, all up in the
Y'all been
air.
there?
Just my thoughts way out there, and it's not grounded. It's not pretty much like don't have those conversations. We don't focus on Jesus, but we have this idea of him that's all the way in the air, super spiritual. So basically, like it's that thing, same thing that Caleb was talking about, pretty much.
Yeah, bring it on. I know that journey and we get to yours too. Before we get that journey is not the easiest journey.
Nope.
Because it doesn't look like what you thought it would look like.
Nope, not at all.
It's rugged. The edges are jagged. You're going to bleed. It's going to slam you on the ground sometimes.
Yeah.
It's going to shock you. I mean, I remember when both of y'all came too, and I know around that time, around the same time it started clicking for y'all was around the time we started becoming more acquainted too.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna be bluntly honest. There were some ways about myself that I kind of held back from them. You are at home, but then you act like a certain way at church.
Right.
And then you like at home. It's not like it's nothing bad, but it's just like you're kind of more raw, open. When you're in your safe space.
Yep.
And there's some ways that I just I wouldn't want to be around y'all because I was like, I'm church kid, you know what I'm saying? Church boy, they super spiritual, you know what I'm saying?
I get
and
it.
I've been there.
Yeah.
Like, I've been that guy. So, you know what I'm saying? But after it, it takes some shell shocking. And it's like, but this is Jesus. This is what Jesus looks like. You know, when Jesus starts talking, he doesn't say the things that you think should be said.
Yeah.
It's always something that's like, that's why the eyes are fastened on him when they say they were like, amazed at how he talked like one authority, because he was talking and saying stuff sometimes that wasn't the kosher idea.
Yeah. Yep.
You know, in church, we all church boys, so in church we know, man, it's got this flighty thing. And like you said, Caleb, and you said too, James, nothing's on the ground.
Yep. Yep.
So there's no practical, so you can't practice it.
Right.
You're hoping somebody show up and tell you something and you whisper in your ear. You know what I'm saying? You're hoping something gonna fly down from the sky. And I'm not saying any of those things can't happen, but Jesus didn't teleport everywhere he went to. He walked.
Right.
You get it?
Yeah.
He wasn't flying across Israel. He was walking. And so these are the things that just I kind of practice. So I love that. Go ahead, Swag.
Yeah, I don't. I really can't pinpoint like a certain moment exactly. Like it's really been just like a whole progression,
Absolutely.
you know, and like small things. 'Cause I've been trying to like go back and think about all the small things that kind of progress to it, and but I know before I was really close with him, with Trell, or even like we were friends at the time, but even back then you wasn't really talking about Jesus like that.
So it wasn't.
You was talking about Jesus in different ways than other people,
But it wasn't that specific.
but it wasn't like it is now with RedIn30. And like it was like years before I met Caleb or Jameson. But I knew EJ. But like I remember like reading a book. We still shouting out books on here, huh?
Oh, do it. Yeah, go for it.
Yeah, I read a book called it was called The Jesus You Can't Ignore.
I remember you put me on that.
By I think it's by John MacArthur or something like that. You can Google and search it. And before I read the book, well, the reason I started reading the book because the title, it's the Jesus You Can't Ignore.
Right, you got to pick that up.
Yeah, like sometimes Jesus is ignored in your everyday, you know,
Christianity.
Yeah, like if you're a churchgoer, like he's ignored sometimes, or he's only talked about because of what he finished. Like,
Right. And they don't think they're ignoring him.
yeah, like he died for me, great. You know what I'm saying? He died for
You're
my
the King of
sins,
Kings.
great.
We worship you.
I get to go to heaven because of Jesus, great. All right, now let's get on to this other stuff that we want. You
Right.
know what I'm saying? It's kind of like that. And like Jesus, sometimes he gets ignored as a person. And then when I started reading it, you know, like I just like the way he wrote it, like it was certain, like the way he explained like the Sermon on the Mount.
Right.
I don't know like all the details here and there, but one thing he highlighted was in the book was like sometimes Jesus, like he's portrayed as being like just super, super nice, you know, super, super cleaned up,
Right.
you know, soft guy. Almost.
Well, you know that's how they did it.
Like kinda
'Cause
soft.
Somebody when you do
You know
your
what I'm saying?
figurehead, when you got a figurehead, you got to clean them up, make them look pretty.
Yep.
And like that's how like the American Christian
Absolutely.
man is portrayed too.
Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying? And it's the reason I say man because, you know, like people talk about how to be a real man, all this stuff. Like just look at Jesus.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like that's, you know what I'm saying?
It's
That's
the
how you
epitome.
gotta be.
Epitome
And
of manhood.
then even the character of Jesus is actually how you be like a, you know, if you want to go there, you know, like a real woman.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Because just the character. You know what I'm saying? It's
Because
just
the character
you know,
of God.
right. So, but like he kind of portrayed it in a way of, Jesus, like he was kind of aggressive towards like religion.
Yeah, absolutely.
Because like it wasn't just like being aggressive towards religion just because, oh, I don't like religion, but because it was holding people in bondage.
Absolutely.
And like one picture he painted like in the book was when he was doing Sermon on the Mount, because Sermon on the Mount, like he kind of like shining on the he's kind of like shining like on religion,
Mm-hmm.
and kind of saying like, if you even look at a woman, that's adultery.
Right.
Or if you even think about killing somebody, that's just like killing somebody.
Right. The thought of it.
Yeah, yeah. And so like, he painted the picture like while he was saying this, the people who were quote unquote sinful, or like the Gentiles of the time, like they were like whispering to each other, like, yo, like he, you know what I'm saying? Like Jesus on our side. Right.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? And then he portrayed a picture of like the Pharisees and the Sadducees and like the religion people, like they were getting nervous. Like, no, he can't say this. He can't say this.
Right.
And then like the people around, because like that's how it was. Like the Sadducees and the Pharisees, like every time Jesus went somewhere to speak, like he had a big crowd.
Yep.
But those guys were in there too, like lurking.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Trying to catch him up.
Yeah, like
trying
lurking,
to catch him slipping. That's what they're trying to do. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Right. You're trying to catch them slipping by saying something wrong or whatever. But they got exposed. Like Jesus exposed them without even saying their name.
Yeah, bro.
But it was like while he was exposing them, like he was freeing the people that need to be freed too.
Yep, straight up.
But it was also freeing them, but they didn't see it like that.
Because remember
They
time
saw
we
it
read
as, they saw it like as a knock. Like, you trying to shine on us? You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
But everybody around noticed that, because everybody, like at that time, like sometimes people think that, the sinful people, or whatever we call them, the Gentiles, or like the people that wasn't like the religious scholars, sometimes you may think that they wasn't aware of, of them getting messed over
right.
by the religious system.
Right.
But they knew exactly what was going on. That's why you had people, what you call them? You had the, sometimes they call it Jesus this. The dude that
zealots.
Yeah.
Zealous.
You had zealous. You had dudes like who were like, kind of gangster enough to
Yeah,
like, we gonna fight these dudes.
Right.
You know, so you had zealous.
Murder,
So people
murder.
were like aware of what was going on.
Right.
But for the first time, Jesus came in and was like, yo, I'm on y'all side. But then at the same time, he had all the clout to do it, and he couldn't be stopped.
And the signs and everything behind it.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. And so like everybody, like in that whole situation of like Sermon on the Mount, like everybody at that moment, people realized, oh, like, yeah, he's on our side. This religious stuff is not right. And these religion scholars and Sadducees and stuff like that, like they really just trying to keep us in bondage.
They're condemning us.
Yeah.
They're using it as a stronghold.
Yeah.
You remember, it was funny too, because I read one day that he actually, when the kingdom of God is within you, the famous statement, the kingdom of God is within you, he's actually talking to the Pharisees.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
He was actually telling them,
Yeah.
like, I'm not against y'all. I'm just trying to tell y'all what it is. But ego and control and power, I put this on my Twitter the other day, self is a hell of a drug.
Yeah.
Ego and power is a hell of a drug, because once you get a whiff of it,
Right.
you really want to do everything to not have to lose it.
Yeah.
Right.
Which is why, and I'm going to get to you, DJ, I'm going to swing over you in a minute, but this is why Jesus really didn't take compliments.
Yeah.
Because I know what power, in the beginning of the garden, that's how it was. I know what the feeling for power would do to you. And it'll make you disobey the rules of the person that put you here.
Yep.
Right.
Happening every day.
Right.
And so the Pharisees say they have power, and their power is the fact that you didn't know that the kingdom of God was within you. So we kept telling you that you got to come to us.
Right.
Whew.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And then Jesus says, there's freedom.
Yep.
You know the
Truth.
and the truth will make you free.
Yep.
You're already free, but it'll make you free.
Right.
Good, you just hit your
Well, hold on.
hit the camera too, Caleb.
Well, like the other moment was, we had met a guy that literally met Jesus, and I can't go into too much detail, but the way he explained how Jesus talked,
Yep.
like like when I saw Jesus was just like me, like that's when it you know, it really hit home. Like he wasn't different.
Yeah, he became a person.
Yeah,
like
like
personality.
Well, see, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Like it's not in the air,
Right.
as we said before.
It's like right there.
Fictitious.
Personality.
It's not a ghost. He's a person.
Yeah.
And what better thing to relate to you than another person?
Right.
There was somebody like, man, I feel that. I like somebody tell you a story,
Right.
like, oh, yo, me too.
Right.
Right? That hits home, and then now your function is even better because you knew you wasn't tripping.
Right.
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 Yep.
You see what I'm saying?
Right.
Right.
It made it personal.
Right.
And we were on that kind of wave already when we ended up meeting him.
Yeah.
So it was kind of finishing some of the stuff that we had already been thinking.
Yeah.
Right.
Go ahead, bro.
Right.
And also too, I'm sorry.
This guy, go ahead.
Hey, 1 second.
I also
Red 30 was
like these really helped me. Like I'm still helping him when I'm still letting him help me, but
Hold on, time out. Now you understand why I be talking so much? Now you know how I feel, man.
now, like Jesus, like he really helped me with like people and like communicating with people.
Absolutely.
Because
He's a master at it.
yeah, like because I'm a tunnel vision guy, and then
Right.
sometimes I can be very blunt to the point of not caring about your feelings.
true.
But you know what I'm saying? That's not all a problem. But he showed me how to, you know, how to do it like him. You know what I'm saying?
You gotta know when to use it and when
Yeah.
not.
Yeah.
Because man,
And,
Jesus says something to me, y'all father the devil.
Right.
Like
Yeah.
in that day it was like, okay.
Yeah.
Right.
You
And
know
I'm
what I'm saying?
I'm the type of person, like I tend to be hard on myself. Like I can be very like buttoned up, and I don't want to show nobody that I'm hurting or whatever.
Same.
All
Same.
of us.
All of yeah.
Yeah, like he just showed me that, you know what I'm saying? You just gotta let it hang sometimes. You know,
Let it
like,
hang,
just,
man.
you know.
Right.
Yep. Yep.
Yeah.
Let it out.
Facts. Oh, it's my
There
turn.
you go.
Yeah, it's your turn.
Right, yeah, man, I mean, like Swag said, I mean, we had a lot of experiences, you know what I'm saying? But I can't really count them, you know what I'm saying? So I guess I could go for my recent one is you know, it was, you know, last a couple weeks ago we talked or whatever. But it was like a lot of stuff in my head that I thought was right. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
And so then I line it up with what Jesus said, and it's like, nah, you thought it was right, but
Right.
no, son,
That's how it happen
you're
every
wrong.
time, bro.
So what you gonna do next? So I'm like, okay. So it's more like a dying thing. Like I know like the selfishness and the ego and all that kind of stuff.
And sometimes you don't think you have
Yeah,
it.
and like you
crazy.
don't think you have it. And I realized that recently that, you know, I didn't think I had it. You know, I'm thinking I'm kosher.
Right.
But then it comes up, and so now what I do now, you know what I'm
Right,
saying?
right.
And so I line it up, and you know, Jesus kind of like talk to you personally in your mind and to yourself.
Get you loose.
That's the funniest thing when you just there, and then boom, and the conversation starts, and now you like, I'm sitting here talking to Jesus, and he telling me stuff, and I'm sitting there like, yo, I don't even, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
It's kind of at first I thought it was crazy. You know what I'm saying? I thought I was
Yeah,
kind of losing it.
you
know
will,
what I'm saying?
you will. That's
I
the truth.
thought I was losing
That's
it
the
at
God,
first.
the honest truth.
Dog, I'm like, I'm legit
That's the
sitting in the
God, the
house
honest truth.
like, yeah, I don't know.
That's the God,
And
the
I,
honest truth.
you know, I go on walks in the morning, right? So it's almost like totally scrambling my head. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm walking and it's just and then come to a calmness, and then it's like straight calmness, and then I just know.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? And like, all right, I'm straight.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? But I know for sure, for a fact that like when you get to that point, you know, something else trying to come up and trying to get to you, but you already know how to, you know where to go, you know what to do.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? So that's my recent, you know, experience and stuff like that. So
Yeah, he's gonna dig you. He's gonna dig it out of you.
oh yeah.
And it's almost like when they say gold is tried in the fire,
Mm-hmm.
and they say what they do is they put the gold in the furnace. I'm sure there's different ways now, but furnace, somebody has a furnace.
Microwave.
Put them in the microwave. Put the gold in the microwave.
What's
Let's
a
melt it,
furnace?
let's melt it down. Well, some people probably still have a furnace, but it's more industrial. But they will put the gold in the furnace, right?
Mm-hmm.
And the way the process was all the impurities out of it would melt the gold down, and all the impurities would come to the top.
Right.
And it was so simple to just scoop all the stuff in it
Mm-hmm.
that wasn't pure gold
Right.
off of it. The Bible talks about gold being
Right.
tried in the fire.
Right.
And so, you know, this Jesus thing is not always clapping and singing.
Oh no.
But a lot of times is I feel like I'm crazy.
Right.
I feel like I'm losing it. What the hell is going on? Right?
Exactly.
Like
Exactly.
if you never get there, then you don't have a relationship with him.
Right. Right.
Yeah, like sometimes, and I know you for sure go through this, if not every day, like every other day. Like when you go into this Jesus stuff and this RedIn30 stuff, and like it starts hitting home for you past what you reading in the Bible and all this stuff. Like you had them days like, you know what I'm saying? You don't even know who to talk to about certain things.
Yeah.
Like, you be like, hey, what up?
You think
like,
you're crazy.
Oh, no, I can't talk to you about that. It'd be
Right.
like, no, I can't talk to you about that.
Right.
Like it'd be like stuff like, you know, like you by yourself and it's like,
Yeah, though.
The conversation play out in your head.
it's you and Jesus.
Right.
That day you said we met old boy, we would tell that story more one day. But that day, he told us something in that conversation that I was thinking before then, but I didn't say it to nobody because I was like, y'all gonna think I'm crazy for thinking like this.
Right. Right.
And then when he said it that night when we talked to him, it was confirming, because I didn't know the guy. So it was confirming that what I was thinking was it. He said it the exact way that I thought it.
Yeah.
And I was like, okay, God, I get what you're doing.
Yep.
I see you letting me know that I'm not tripping. You know what I'm saying? And this is the way it's supposed to be. You know what I'm saying? But I love Jesus for that.
Yep.
Him being personal. The Jesus that you can't ignore is dope too, because he doesn't, I'm telling you, he doesn't look like what most people think he looks like. Like even, all right, watch this.
Nope.
And I'm going to use the term, and no offense to anybody, but we just use the term, but the white Jesus, Jesus picture, right?
Right.
I found out what that was. That was one of the English kings at the time, son. So he painted Jesus.
Yeah.
He painted Jesus
that.
as
I
a
heard
picture
that.
of what his son looked
Right.
like.
That's
His son
crazy.
was going off
Bro.
somewhere.
Right.
So in other words, he was trying to immortalize himself as God too, by the way.
That's crazy.
But he painted a portrait of Jesus that looked like his son. And then he publicized that all over in all the churches and everything. So now, from then until now, this is what we thought Jesus looked like.
Right.
But Jesus couldn't have been a white man, and I don't say he wasn't a black man either. Like
Exactly.
It wasn't even any of that. He was a Middle Eastern
Yeah.
man.
Hebrew,
So he's brown,
English,
tan,
all
whatever.
that.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
The sun was shining a lot in the
A lot, a whole lot, and they ain't a whole lot in there. So they had to get that sun. All that walking too, had to get that sun one way or the other.
Right.
And but even so, you know what I'm saying? It just gives a different vision of him. You see what I'm saying? And so even like we learned RedIn30 now,
And well, I mean, he was a carpenter.
he's a carpenter.
So
you
that
know.
means like you lifting up heavy wood
Yep,
every day.
Yeah.
Yep.
Like you got some size on you, bro.
Right.
You ain't
Right.
170 like me.
You can tell.
Yeah, you can tell.
You can tell.
Yeah, you know what's up.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? But now I think it gives a different vision of Jesus. Gives us a clearer vision of Jesus, and even now it's personal. So he's not far off. He's not somebody just waiting, in the clouds to wait for the green light, and then he gonna come back to earth. Like,
He already.
he here. He's here.
Like, hey, like they painted that picture, and just in church and stuff, just like that. And you would believe, oh, Jesus gonna float out the sky and just take everybody up and stuff like that.
Rapture.
The
which is
rapture.
also called rapture.
Rapture.
The word rapture
And
means
it's
raping
crazy,
somebody.
bro. Because I mean, they would say
does.
stuff like that. They would be like, oh, when wars and stuff happen like that. And I'm thinking in my head, like, man,
So they probably thought Jesus come back in World War
yeah,
One
that's what I'm
and
thinking.
two.
Like, we got this going on, we got that going
crazy.
on, and I'm
When the
like,
whole time they talking about a character.
right.
They're talking about yep. The whole time they're talking about a character, talking about a being. They're waiting for Jesus to come back.
Right.
In other words, it's almost like this. Ooh, this is dope. Like I'm waiting for there was a time when certain clothes went out and then it came back in.
Yeah,
A certain sound came out and came back in.
Yep.
And oh boy, that's just dope.
right.
That we waiting for Jesus to come back.
Oh,
And he here.
right.
Never to go out of style again.
Yeah.
Right? Like that's
Right.
dope, ain't it?
Yeah,
Like
yeah,
to come back
yeah.
in, and so, that's what I hear. Because the other comeback, I mean, I ain't got nothing to do with that. First of all, the Bible says, "Don't no man know the time nor the hour."
Right.
So what are we talking about? Okay, so what do you do? Right? And I'm not gonna get super deep in this, but what do you do? Like, why do we base everything? You better watch out now because you don't know when he coming back. But
Yes.
and I understand that.
Yep.
But what do you do if nobody knows the time or the hour that this big event is this rapture supposed to happen. I keep saying it on purpose because the word rapture really means to rape. And I don't think God come and rape us or rape us away from the earth.
What kind of father would that be?
Right.
Go look up rapture and see what it means. And rapture is not in the Bible, by the way, too.
Not in the Bible.
It's something somebody came up with to call it something. But anyway, but if you don't know the time of the hour and it's up to God, then right now your job is to just be who you're supposed to be. So the question is, who are you supposed to be?
Right.
Exactly.
Right.
And Jesus has that answer for everybody.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
Not on this religious or super spiritual level, but it's like actually personal, yo.
Right.
Yeah.
Person.
You know what I'm saying? That's why I love Jesus. I don't need to go in my story. I've talked so much on these podcasts, but for me, it just hit me, man. And I was like, yo, like I've been missing him because I had him on the cross. I had him doing some divine relay, like he went to heaven and then paid the price. You know what I'm saying? But I totally ignored. I mean, there were things that we totally ignored. Like Caleb, what you talking about, Caleb? Like you know, you thought it was something else, and you thought like we totally ignored doing anything he said to do. Hold on, not only do what he said to do, we totally ignored being what he told us to be.
Yep.
Now he say you. Like watch this. It was years before I found out the works I do, you're gonna do also. What?
Like how?
Yeah, how? You Jesus.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But then I realized that the whole time it's all a flip. Look, it's right there in the corner. It's all a flip of mindset. Then I realized that once I flipped my perspective, the whole conversation
Yep. Yep.
was about me being
Everything.
everything.
Yep.
And if I don't look at it that way, then what is it? Right? It's a bunch of actions. It's a bunch of.
Yeah.
Y'all want a cool one?
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Every time you see the word love, replace it with identify.
Yeah. Yeah.
Replace it with identify with God.
Yeah.
So if you identify with God, you keep my commandments.
Dope.
Yeah.
It's dope. It's dope.
Oh, Jesus, you identify with Christ.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You love me, keep my commandments, right? What's the greatest commandment of the law? That you
Love the Lord your God.
identify the Lord your God. Identify with the Lord your God with all your.
Heart, mind,
That's
soul.
dope.
And the second one is like that. Identify with your.
Neighbor.
Neighbor.
Identify with God with your.
Neighbor.
As you do with yourself. That's huge, bro.
Yeah.
That's huge.
Flip.
You know what I'm saying? Love your enemies. Identify with God with your enemies.
Yep.
That's a good one, bro. That's a good one we can use over and over again.
Over and over.
You know, but this has been a good conversation because and it's an ongoing conversation. We're gonna do this again too. It's an ongoing conversation because we see how Jesus just kind of changed us and is changing us. We're not talking about Jesus. Let me get this clear too, so we'll all be clear on this. We're not talking about Jesus as a superstar.
Right. Right.
Nor are we, we're not making him an idol.
Right.
Because some people have Jesus as an idol. Okay, and that if you have something as an idol, you never beat that. Go ahead.
Yeah, it was a while back. I don't know. Maybe I don't know. It was I don't know how far it went back, but you actually had said this before recently. But I had the question like last year, maybe a little bit. But it was like, are we idolizing Jesus as like an idol?
Hey.
Or are we, is it more personal?
Yep.
And that question was spinning in my head because I mean, you read in the Gospels and we talk about it. And I'm not saying like us or whatever, but for my,
Right.
and for me, I was asking myself that question.
Right.
Is I'm putting him like,
Hold the mic close.
if I'm putting him up like some kind of like superstar thing,
Yeah.
you know what I'm saying?
It's
Or
easy to
is
do
it-
that.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
Is it something more personal for me? Because idols, you celebrities and stuff, you
Right.
don't know these people at all.
Right.
You can't live off these people,
but
bro.
then we used to do that. I remember, I used to like Usher a lot.
Yeah.
When I was in high school,
Randy.
whatever. So I used to have like the little ring this finger on because he had on the. I
did the same.
I would do the belt buckle and
belt
tuck
buckle.
the shirt in.
I was just about to talk about
Yep.
that.
Yo,
Yep.
I would do that
But
stuff.
not that exactly, but
But it's the idol part of it.
but like somebody, but like with Jesus, like he becomes an idol when you don't identify with him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? When
Yeah.
you just We talked about it, I think, in the last podcast. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, if you walk in a room and you got 50 people yelling your name, no.
Right.
That's weird.
Right.
1,000 people yelling your name.
Stop.
Right.
You walk in the
Come
room,
on, man.
like,
I'm
you
guilty
be like,
of
whoa.
that.
Like, you walking out. You walking out.
Like, you
know
acting
what
like
I'm saying?
paparazzi now.
But when you
like
identify
fans.
with Jesus, like, you can't idolize them because it's like,
You me.
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
you know, we the same thing. And then also, too,
I was guilty at church today, bro.
yeah, we talk about
I
Jesus.
sang for the first time in a long time. We're like, Jesus. But what I did was, in my mind, I fixed it.
Yeah.
Put my hand on my chest and I said,
But it's also a hard
Jesus
thing, too. Right. Right.
is in
Exactly.
here. So Jesus,
Exactly.
yeah, but we said it like 30 million times.
Yeah.
But
And then remember too, like when we say Jesus, like when we saying Jesus, like what they was just now talking about with the clothes and usher and all that stuff. When we say Jesus, we're not talking about robes and sandals.
we're not talking about robes
you
and
know,
sandals.
like long
Jesus
hair,
sandals, you heard me?
long hair, like just you know what I'm saying, like this 2020, like we like pants, we like sneakers,
right.
Like pants,
we like
underwear.
hoodies, we
Right.
like you know what I'm saying, like, and also depending on where you live, like where you. Like people don't dress the same way everywhere, you know.
Yeah,
So.
and so, but like the idol, like, hey,
You ain't gotta be a carpenter.
You want to trip? You want to laugh, EJ? You ready for this? Who was your favorite rapper coming up
Oh, Lil Wayne.
after him?
Probably at the time.
You know the spitter. You know the currency spitter.
Currency,
Now look at it. Look at it. Look at it.
he
Well, not
about
like
to go
Currency,
for it.
though,
like
He
Currency,
got
yeah. Swag, not as much now, but Swag. Yeah,
Nah,
I can
Currency,
remember
though,
back
he was
now.
like my underground favorite.
Swag had that
You know what
currency
I'm
spitter
saying?
swag, bro. He like, yeah, like
Right. I know he did. I know he did.
Yeah, shout out to Currency, man.
Sounds
Shout
good,
out to Currency,
man. Hey, but those things are easy to pick up on. I don't know who y'all watch a lot, but
Yeah.
you pick
I know.
up
I
on.
know. I watched. It was Jay-Z,
Cause I can hear when you rap.
a little Kanye, Pusha T, and then throw in Daft Punk, and that was it.
If y'all ever heard his music, y'all know.
That was it right there.
That was
for
it
me,
right there.
dog. And
And then-
throw in Usher because just for singing,
Yeah,
but
music part, yep. And then you begin to imitate it.
yep.
They say the highest form of flattery is imitation.
Yeah.
You know, but with that's a statement. But with God, I think the highest form of love is identification.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If you really want to love God, identify yourself with it.
Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah.
Right? Like don't tell me you love God. And so what you're saying right now, you have to, and it's not hard, but it's a conscious effort because you can't be lulled to sleep by the way it's always been done.
Right.
So Jesus and Swag, you say, and it's good stuff because you say he becomes an idol when you don't identify with him. True? That's a statement you made, right?
Yeah.
So now, what do I do then? So then when I read the Gospels, when I'm studying Jesus, when I'm doing that, I make sure that I always put myself in the shoes
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
of the sandals. I'm just playing like but literally put yourself in and find out where that fits for you here. And so, you know, I had a habit, and I do it now, even when we do RedIn30. It's not a bad thing, but I always have to bring it back to me for my personal life, and then you have to do it for yourself. And then for us, because I can't get so excited to talk about what Jesus did. Oh, man, Jesus was a beast. And I give him all his props because he's the real one. But I can't get so excited about what he did and then start preaching. You know, people say preach the gospel of Jesus, but that's not real. He never said preach the gospel of Jesus.
Right.
That's what the kingdom.
He said preach the gospel. But what most people are doing, we're preaching about Jesus. So now you're trying to point people to Jesus instead of pointing people to.
Right.
Yeah.
You're trying to bring them to Christ without bringing them to.
Yeah.
And when Jesus says this, okay, now people gonna get mad at me for this one, so
Go ahead.
but we're not scared, right?
Go ahead.
Oh, no, no.
Okay,
Green light.
what's
Yeah,
this,
go
ready?
ahead.
Jesus, John 14:6, Jesus says, I am the
Way,
truth.
truth, and the life.
No man
Coming to the Father.
but by me. That's your scripture too. You can say the same thing.
Yep.
Yeah.
Right, yep.
Right.
Yeah.
You tell me somebody.
Yep.
You tell me somebody that came to Jesus without like
Right.
going through somebody.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
the
People say something about I had a vision and okay, cool.
Yeah.
What was you living doing that vision? Somebody paying for that. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Right.
And the green light for that statement is you properly identifying yourself with God.
you properly
Yeah.
identify yourself with
Yeah.
God. So now when I properly identify myself with God, me and Jesus are one and the same.
Yep.
Yep.
Good stuff.
Yep.
So now when someone sees me, they see the
Yep.
Jesus said, when you see me, you see the
You see the
Yep.
Father.
you get it?
Yep.
Yeah.
And so now I'm the way, the truth, and the life. Now people say, who do you think you are? I don't want to think. I'm one with God.
Oh,
Right.
God,
Right.
Who God is,
I am.
I am.
Who God is, I am.
You get what I'm saying? And so now the path becomes that when I identify with him, right? Then I can identify him. Oh, that's good. I'm gonna stop because this is gonna go long. But when I identify with God what? All things are possible, right?
Yep.
So when I identify with God, I can identify God in you.
Right.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I can identify God to you.
Right.
And that's all Jesus was doing, bro.
That's it.
Look, bro, that's all he was doing.
Like I felt like he said something like that to Zacchaeus.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, when he went to talk, because but I believe so
Like
too.
it was like
Because there's no way for him to change that quick.
Right.
Yeah, I bet he identified the nature of the Father in him and explained to him what it was.
That was it.
And that was a wrap. And then he said him and his whole household got saved. So him and all his gangster
everybody,
homeboys.
yeah.
But it just makes me think like, okay, well, I'll sign up for this.
Yeah.
What? We're trying to get people nowadays, the current church today is not trying to get people to sign up for church.
Yeah. Yeah.
I sign up for Christianity. I sign up for whatever that is, right?
yeah, we trying to get our stats up.
Trying to get our stats up, yeah.
Yeah,
So we can get a crown.
Remember,
No, that's like door-to-door salesman.
Yo, the
That's
same
like
thing.
door-to-door salesman,
Well,
son.
you
We
ain't
selling
not gonna talk
mattress.
about do you know Jesus?
Yeah.
Like,
Right? I'm be like, no, I'm not here. I'm not home. Yeah, I know him.
do you know Jesus?
Do you know him? Tell me what you know about him. Right? But they're trying to get the stats up. Everybody trying to get a crown. Like you can't go into heaven the same way you live on earth. You trying to be an upperclassman in heaven.
man, it's like, come on.
You trying to be better than some other people in heaven.
Everybody equal.
What's the point of heaven if there's gonna be another hierarchy system?
Right. You ain't even married in heaven.
And that's what I'm saying, dog. Like ain't no marriage, give them the marriage up in there. That's what he say. So
So what are we doing down here?
what are we doing? I'm just playing. Y'all not about to get me on this. So on that note,
It's almost that time though.
it's almost that time. It's getting close. We're gonna we're getting close. Yeah. So that'll be the
Valentine's Day came from.
Go ahead. What you say?
We doing a Valentine's Day episode?
We are gonna do a Valentine's Day.
Who we
episode.
bringing?
I mean, we already got one low key. Like it can be part 2.
What is it? Which one?
What's the first
Trying
one?
to get chose.
Trying to get chose.
Part two. We're gonna do part 2.
With the fellas.
Yeah, we're gonna kill
Church Bays? The Church Bays gonna be
We're
here?
gonna kill choices, huh?
The Church Bays gonna be here?
I don't know who that is. I don't even know who that is.
Oh, all right. We might need
Don't y'all sit around the table like y'all not church bays neither.
I'm not.
None of y'all got no old ladies. Listen.
Here.
So while y'all watching on RedIn30, I'm gonna end on this. While y'all watching,
don't do that.
all these young gentlemen at the table are God-fearing, Jesus-loving single men.
Single.
Look, swag. Y'all can say what y'all want.
Hey, swag ready.
I'm out here.
Single.
Look,
That boy voice.
Single.
yes.
Single.
I'm single.
Yes.
So y'all send y'all emails if y'all
Send y'all emails.
What time do we live in? You like
Send your
Caleb
email.
Beard. You know you
Come on,
like
go
Caleb
ahead.
Beard.
I
Send an
saved it
email.
down, man. Hey, don't even turn the camera this way. I saved it down. It's gone.
Where that Caleb boy is over there?
Unveil.
Unveil.
Unveil your hood, Jameson.
That
Unveil
might
it.
be some. All right, y'all. We gotta go. It's getting wild.
right, all right,
Red30, Red30.com. Follow us at Red30 on Twitter, on Instagram, Red30 on Facebook. Make sure y'all sign up for the daily readings. We're rolling. We just started a new cycle, and this is great. This has been Red30. Shout out to Caleb,
Yes,
Swag,
sir.
Jam,
RedIn30, RedIn30.
EJ.
Shout out to Jay and the kid.
RedIn30.
Shout out to Jay and the Kid. We
Yes,
love y'all,
sir.
Yes, sir.
and we're gonna be blah.
RedIn30, RedIn30.
And then this for
Red 30,
Jay.
Red
This for
30.
Jay. This for Jay. Adios.
Adios.
That's us. Bye bye in Spanish, right?
Right.
All right.
This dude,
we out.
All right.
Thank you for watching and listening to the RedIn30 podcast, where we talk about Jesus, truth, and you. Make sure you subscribe and share this with somebody that you love. Follow us on Instagram and Twitter, and like us on Facebook. We are RedIn30, so you need to be Red in 30.
RedIn30, RedIn30.